A privilege I get that many car enthusiasts don't is to talk to engineering, marketing, and design people at the automakers. So to share that with you, here are interviews I did with Cadillac Exterior Design Director Brian Smith and Cadillac Product Manager Ken Kornas at the 2019 New York International Auto Show about the upcoming 2020 CT5. This is not a review. It's simply to give you folks an idea of what they were thinking when building the CT5 and how they plan to position it. Simple as that. FYI, it's one of those cars that looks much better in person than pictures.
CT5 is really the next vehicle in the expansion of Cadillac. And so about a year ago, we started a global expansion of our portfolio. And so we launched our XT4, we announced and are launching our XT6, and so we have a full crossover and SUV portfolio with XT4, 5, 6, and Escalade. Now it's time to turn toward the sedans.
Well, we still think that there's a lot of opportunity for sedans, especially in the luxury space. I think more mainstream commodity sedans have sort of been going away, but we see a real opportunity for expressive luxury sedans, and we're going to exploit that going forward, and the CT5 is really the first step.
And so we have a CT6 in the market, and now we have a CT5. The CT5 is a first ever. I wouldn't call it a replacement for ATS and CTS, because what we did is we basically took what was great about those vehicles and we expanded and elevated it. We also are realigning our entire sedan portfolio. And so we have a CT5 that's squarely going at the compact luxury segment. We have CT6 that is squarely going at the mid-size luxury segment. And then sometime very soon, you'll hear a little bit more about a CT4 that will be squarely aimed at the small lux segment. So we will have three distinct and differentiated sedans going at really targeted markets.
First of all, we knew we wanted to make the car really the right size for the segment. So the outgoing CTS was a little on the larger side. We shortened the car about 5.5 inches, but we made it wider, and we gave actually more space to the interior. So the car is kind of a more efficient overall package. Wheels at the corners. We did improve the rear seat quite a bit, but overall the gesture and mood of the car wanted to be very sophisticated, simple, elegant, but still have a pretty aggressive stance. You'll notice right away the car has a very sleek fastback silhouette. Going in, one of our goals for the car is to really stretch the cabin and emphasize a cab rearward kind of proportion so that the hood was long, deck lid short, and a stretched cabin. And we really spent a lot of effort getting the glass aperture right, the size of the DLO, we call it the daylight opening on the side of the car. We lowered the belt line to take mass out of the body, visual mass over the rear wheel, try to make the wheels look bigger and give us more sculpture in the haunches.
There are customers that want sedans. And so even though the crossover and SUV space is very important, and we cover that space, we wouldn't be a full-line luxury manufacturer if we didn't also offer sedans. And we don't just offer sedans to be in the space, we want to make sure that we offer beautiful sedans.
The CT5's heavily influenced, I would say, by the Scala concept car. You see it in the front end, the graphics of the front end, the lower squat grille shape, some horizontal elements along with the vertical light signature that has become our hallmark. And the overall side view gesture, the more kind of level, confident stance that it isn't lunging forward, it's much more level attitude, sitting on its rear wheels a little more rather than sitting on the front. And you'll also see some influence in the DLO graphic and the profile as well from the Scala.
So two new engines, a 2-liter turbo twin scroll engine, producing 237 horsepower with torque, peak torque reached at 1,500 RPM, so very responsive and fuel-efficient engine. We also offer a 3-liter twin turbo that delivers 335 horsepower, and again, peak torque at a very low RPM level. A 10-speed automatic transmission, the most speeds in the segment, so seamless, refined shifts, great efficiency in the vehicle. And then when you get into the interior and the exterior of the vehicle, from a safety standpoint, you have Super Cruise. And so Super Cruise is the world's first truly hands-free driver assistance feature for the highway. And so that is a segment exclusive. And so it rolled out on the CT6, you see it coming on the CT5, and you'll see it on more Cadillacs 20 model year and beyond. In addition to that, other segment exclusive features like a rear camera mirror, where we actually have a camera integrated in the shark fin antenna on the roof. And so that is our latest generation. And so if you have tall passengers in the back seat, you put on your rear camera mirror and you get an unobstructed view behind you. 360-degree camera with a recorder that can record around your vehicle, so make sure you feel safe and comfortable, maybe in a theft deterrent type situation. And then our latest Cadillac user experience. And so this is really, truly phenomenal, because not only does it provide a lot of features and apps that help, again, seamlessly connect customers to their vehicles and to the world, but we do it in a way that we think is better than anybody in the market. And what that means is we don't make people come into the vehicle and learn how to interface with their system. It's a full 10-inch diagonal, full-color touchscreen. In addition to that, they want to do volume and selection, knobs right under the screen. If they prefer on a long drive to rest their arm, we have a rotary controller that they can go ahead and control the functions. We have steering wheel controls, and so redundancy in the steering wheel, so if they want to keep their hands on the wheel and they want to change their radio stations or access other information, they can do that from the steering wheel. We even offer a cloud-based dual mic natural voice recognition system. And so what that means is that the dual mic means it's clear, it's going to understand your commands, but the cloud-based means it's self-learning. And so it actually learns your speech patterns and how you pronounce things, and it actually becomes better over time. There are SUV rejectors out there. We also believe that there's people, depending on where they are in their stage of life and just preferences, driving dynamics and what they need for functionality in the vehicle, that they just truly want a sedan. In addition to that, this is built off of our Cadillac award-winning rear-wheel drive architecture, and so from a performance standpoint, for fun to drive, this is a great architecture, a great vehicle to be able to elevate and expand where we play in that space. And so we believe that while the sedan market, it fluctuates, we believe it's going to be here for a while, and we want to play to win in there.
We really try to capture both the luxurious side of the market with the model behind me is the premium luxury, more of a multi-spoke, brighter wheel, more bright finishes. So we try to capture the luxury customer, but we also have the sport side of the spectrum covered with our sport models and V-Series. So I think luxury is all about giving the customer choice and options to really make the car perfect for them.
We think that we set the benchmark for handling and steering feel. And if people haven't test drove a Cadillac lately, encourage them to come into the showroom and drive a CT5 and experience it for themselves. I would challenge them to step out of that test drive without a smile on their face. But in addition to that, we elevate the area of ride comfort. And so I mentioned our Cadillac award-winning architecture. We made significant chassis and other improvements in the vehicle to go ahead and elevate ride. And so new bushings and dampers, and in our independent suspension, a lot of improvements so that not only do you have that nimble steering, which on smooth line driving, you have a lot of isolation from the road. In addition to that, a lot of attention was paid to sound optimization. And so whether it's sound at the source, isolating it from the cabin, standard active noise cancellation to cancel out some of the unwanted high frequency noises that may come into the cabin, we did a lot to go ahead and optimize the sound, because we believe in the whole experience of fun to drive. It isn't just exactly what you feel, that's a big part of it, but it's also all the senses. It's what you see, your visibility, it's what you hear, and so it all comes together to elevate that drive. We have respect for our competition, we've benchmarked the best, but where we think we separate ourselves is in our customer research. And so we really truly listen to what customers are telling us in the US and around the world. And we try to not only in the expansion of our portfolio provide vehicles that customers want and that truly resonate, but we wanted to elevate each one of our portfolio entries. And we really believe that CT5, when people experience it firsthand, that it's going to be a memorable experience for them.